Hello, sir. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thanks for asking.
Okay. What's your name?
My name is Dushyant, sir, and I study in class 8.
Nice, Dushyant. Anyway, Dushyant, today I'm taking a session with you. Lovely to meet you. I have heard a lot about you through your mother. What would you like to talk about today?
So we can talk about any topic or we can have a random chat.
Awesome. I'm curious, that's why I'm asking. What do you do in your free time?
In my free time, I usually go out to play or sometime I read books,
Okay.
fiction.
And what do you play? Do you play team sports or do you play individual sports? What do you do?
We usually play cricket and badminton.
Okay. And do you watch these sports on TV?
No, sir. I just
No.
like to play.
Awesome. You also said you like reading books, right? Awesome. Give me some of your favorite books. Let's talk about that.
Like the Harry Potter series and the Energize Your Mind. Yeah,
Mhm.
these are the
Awesome.
some of
So,
my.
in terms of Harry Potter, was that the first book you started reading, or did you start with a smaller, more simpler book and then move on to Harry Potter?
My first book was one of the Sudha Murthy's books.
Okay, lovely. Awesome. So, tell me a little bit about these Harry Potter books, okay? Imagine a friend of yours is planning on reading a new book, right? And obviously, you've read the Harry Potter books. They're really cool. They're really fun to sort of go through. Uh, Imagine you're trying to give him a recommendation that you should start reading the first Harry Potter book. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Philosopher's Stone, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, sir. Philosopher's Stone.
Awesome. Sometimes I mix up the titles because there are so many. But yeah, okay, Philosopher's Stone, lovely. So imagine I am that friend. How would you recommend the first book to me, someone who's never read books before?
Sir, like if someone had never read any book before, I think he's ought to start with the simpler books in the because Harry Potter books they have tough meanings and yeah, little.
Okay. So, what book would you recommend to a person who's never read books before?
Sudhamurti's book or Ronald Hales.
Okay. So, this is an exercise. Okay. This is a challenge for you. Pick any one book. All right.
Hmm.
And give me a 30-second introduction to the book and why I should read that book. Okay. You can pick any book you like.
Okay, any book I like, so I think I would give the Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Lovely. So, now imagine I'm that friend of yours and explain it to me. Give me the introduction.
Okay, if you want to read some simple books and then going on, I think I would recommend you the Diary of a Wimpy Kid. It's a type of novel, but it's in written in that format of a diary, and it is very simple and it's hilarious, very funny. If you read this, I think your stomach would act, but you couldn't stop laughing. And yeah, it's about a boy, Gurg, who is being tortured by his older brother Roderick, and his parents give only attention to his younger brother Manny. And in this book, he undergoes some challenges like of a pet. They have a pet pig who can ride and walk on the two legs. Yeah, it's
Wow.
about that.
It's an interesting story. I like how you explained it. Very nice. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Before we move on, can I give you some corrections? Is that okay?
Yeah, that is okay, man, sir.
Okay. Do you feel nervous when you're talking to strangers? Do you feel like a little nervous? No?
Yeah.
Okay. Because when I saw you, when you were giving me the introduction to the book, I could see, you were moving a lot up and down, right? So that's a sign of nervousness. That's why I'm asking you. Am I making you nervous?
No, sir.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So lovely. The introduction was very nice. One more point of feedback I would like to give you is before you give an explanation for a book or a topic or anything in general, right? One recommendation is take like 5 seconds or 10 seconds. Think about what you want to mention. I'll give you an example. Okay. If you ask me which one of the cars is my favorite, like, okay, like all time favorite car of mine, I would say, let's say the Shelby Mustang. Have you do you know about that car?
No, sir.
Okay, it's a Mustang. It's a car from Ford. Okay, but it is
Okay.
very famous over the last 30 or 40 years. It has become very famous because it's in movies and stuff, right? So before I start explaining to you why I like that car, I'll take 5 seconds and I'll think, hmm, what are the important points that I should mention to Dhanush? Okay, so considering you told me all these hobbies of yours and I have been talking to you for 8 minutes now, okay,
Yes,
I will
sir.
tell you about how old the car is, right? I'll tell you how it is famous and it is shown in many movies as a very incredible car, right? I'm just talking about the topics. I'm not actually explaining the car right now to you, okay? And third point, maybe I'll say that we are unlucky that it's not available in India. Okay, so it's difficulty it's difficult to get to India. All right, so in my mind I have these 3 points. I'm going to mention these 3 points. Okay, all right. So first, so the first Shelby Mustang was launched in the 1960s. Okay, that's how old the car is, but because the car is so famous, they keep coming out with new variations. If you go, I mean, after the session, you can go check Google. They've come out with a 2025 Mustang as well, and it is beautiful. It is the prettiest car I've ever seen in my life. Okay,
Sir.
second point. Okay, I'm just saying second point out loud, but I'm telling you how it works. Secondly, I would say it is really cool car because in a lot of car movies people have used this car to show how it can beat every other car in many aspects, in speed, in control, in races. Mostly they use these cars, right? So Need for Speed has this car in it as a main character, right, as a main car, one of the important cars. There's another movie called Gone in 60 Seconds that has an older version of the Mustang, but it is still the same car. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so there are a lot of movies that try to show the world how beautiful this car is, even though there is a very big following over this car. Like if you try to buy a 1967 Mustang, which is considered the most beautiful Mustang, it'll cost you millions of dollars. It is so expensive.
Okay.
Yeah. And the third point I want to mention is that it is not available in India. Okay. So, because in India, there are a lot of restrictions on fuel, right? You know how we say mileage, economy, right?
Yeah.
So, because of that, it has a very big engine. So, when any car has a big engine, it consumes more fuel. Same logic
Yes.
with trucks. Like trucks have bigger engines, airplanes have bigger engines, so they consume more fuel to generate the same power, right? So one problem is that in India the car is not being made by Ford because firstly Ford is not in India anymore, but secondly it was never sold. Even when Ford was in India, it was not sold because it'll be too powerful for the Indian roads. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Secondly, if I am living in America or any of these countries, right, that car will cost me around 15 or 16 lakh rupees. Okay.
Yeah.
But if I want to buy that car living in India, I have to pay the 15 and 16 lakh rupees to the car dealership to get the car. To transport it, it'll cost me more like 5 or 10 lakhs. And the
Yes.
taxes on that car is 200%. That means it'll cost me 95 lakhs to get that car in India. Can you
Yes, sir.
imagine? Like, if I'm buying a car over there in the US, it'll cost me 16 lakhs. But the same car, I'm not even saying modifications, huh? The same car, if I have to get in India, it'll cost me 90 lakhs. That's how expensive the taxes are in India,
Yeah.
right? So even though
Yeah.
Indians have watched these movies, they've gone abroad. Like I went to the US and I tried driving that car, and it is amazing. I still want to buy that car, after so many years. but it is so difficult to buy that car here because of the taxes.
Yeah, sir.
See, now this was an example of how I share a story, right? You did really well. I'm not putting you down. I'm just showing you that this way of explaining a story keeps people interested, and now that the session will be over, you'll Google what the Shelby Mustang is, right?
Yeah, sir.
Exactly. So you have to make your conversations interesting. You have to make it in such a way that people realize, like, wow, I love how he's explaining this, or I love how, in this case, I would say the car is the hero. So you want to see the car, right?
Yes,
Whereas if
sir.
you're talking to your friends or you're talking to some relatives, some cousin of yours, right? You have to explain things in such a wonderful way that they want to keep talking to you. They want to understand things from you. They want to ask you for recommendations. Okay.
Yeah, sir. Okay,
Okay.
sir. I
Can
will
I
keep
give
that.
you? Thank you so much. Can I give you another challenge and we can use this technique?
Yeah, sir.
Awesome. Um, you said you don't watch any sports. You said you read books. Awesome. Let's keep it simple. Tell me why you find the Harry Potter book series, okay, not just one book. Why you find the Harry Potter book series so interesting? Now,
Okay,
this
sir.
is how we'll do it, okay? Take 5 seconds. Give me the 3 points. Don't explain the points, just titles. Just title of the points. Give me 3 points. Come on.
Okay, sir. First of all, sir, I like it because of
No, no,
the.
no, no, no. Sorry, sorry. Just 1 second. Right now, just give me the three titles of the points. Just the points. Don't explain.
Okay, sir. Because of the magic, fantasy, and
Okay.
yeah, because it's such a great novel. Everyone would love to read it. And thirdly, uh, third, I forgot.
There is no pressure. Relax. Let's talk about how they are portraying the magical creatures in this world. Right?
Yeah,
That is interesting, right? The horse, the cyclops, the I forgot the names, but you remember the names, I think. Right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the third point can be the magical creatures. Okay. So
Okay, sir.
now start with your first point. Magic.
Sir, my first point was fantasy. As they show the magic in such a realistic way, it doesn't seems like it is generated from AI. It seems so real and it's amazing, sir.
Awesome. Good. Second point.
Sir, second point was the magical creatures. So in the
No, no,
magical
no, no.
creatures,
Second point was that the novels were really interesting, right?
so the second point was the novels. They are so interesting, and like if you read one page of the Harry Potter or one chapter of the Harry Potter, you couldn't leave that in between. You will read the whole series. They are
It's
so
addictive.
bounding.
It's addictive then.
Yeah. And the third point is the magical creatures. Magical creatures are the awesomes, phoenix, hippogriffs, thrustles, centaurs. They are amazing. And fourthly, I like their transportation, how they make it real on the brooms and
Yeah.
flying motorbikes, flying car.
Mm-hmm. I really found that scene interesting. The one where Harry Potter uses that magic dust and he does diagonally, and then he reaches. He says it incorrectly, and then he gets transported to the wrong alley. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember
So,
Nocturne Alley.
yeah,
He was
I
going
heard
to.
because in the movie it said Diagon Alley.
Yeah, he was going to Diagon Alley, but he turned in Nocturne Alley.
Yeah. So I am a very lazy reader. Okay, whenever I read books, I just fall asleep. I can't handle it. I am more interested in movies and shows. So I have watched all of the Harry Potter movies when I was younger, and I absolutely loved it. I think the characters are really interesting. They're really fun. And over the years, one of the most interesting parts of that story was that I was able to see how the kids are growing in their environment, in the magical environment where they have to fight evil creatures and Lord
Yeah,
Voldemort and everything, right? So, because there are a lot of stories where kids are going to school and they're just having fun, they're dealing with small problems like maybe not getting enough marks on a test, right? But this is life or death. At the end of the every movie, we know that there's going to be a big scene where they have to fight something or they have to win or they have to lose something, right? And
Yeah.
the fact that they make you fall in love with characters and then sometimes they kill those characters, that is really, it really hurts my feelings, but that is what keeps us interested, right? We don't know who's going to
Yeah.
die, we don't know who's going to survive the fight. That is what's interesting. So that's why I personally like those movies.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. So just remember, you have to use these 3 points every time someone asks you a complicated question, not a simple question. Okay. If someone asks you, who are you, where do you live, then you can give them a simple answer, right? But if someone asks you, hey, what about that book? Hey, did you see that movie? What do your parents do? Where do you live? Right? Sometimes you want to make the conversation interesting because if you ask me where do I live, I'll say Mumbai, and I just stand there. You will also get bored. That what is this answer? How am I supposed to have a conversation with this person? Right?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. So we have 2 minutes left. Do you have any questions before we end the meeting?
Sir, have you read any books and would you like to recommend me?
I have read some books. Okay. There are one or two books that I read that are in the self-help category. It helped me with productivity, getting things done on time, not wasting time when I have projects, aligned for my schedule. But there was one book that I really liked in school. Okay. It was the Hardy Boys series. Do you remember, have you come across that? Hardy Boys? No.
No, sir.
It's a very simple book. Okay. It's literally, I think, this big, and it's like 10 or 15 sentences on every page. It's a very, how those baby books are there where they'll just write something very simply, right? I don't know if they're still available, not sure. But when I was in school, my English teacher had given me some punishment because I did something. I think I was screaming or singing in class. I don't remember. But she said that your punishment is that you should get one book from the library and you have
Hmm.
1 week to finish reading that book. Okay. And when I asked the librarian which book is the easiest to read, because I've never read a book before. Not, I mean,
Okay.
read a book as in textbooks, yes, but like I haven't read a story book before, like a novel, right? So she recommended me Hardy Boys, and I really loved it. And even though it was a punishment, every week I would go and try to get the next book, the next version, or the next story, right? So see if it is available online for free. I'm not sure if it is. Uh, and if you want to buy more books, then I guess Hardy Boys is something you can experiment with. It's a very simple book, but it's a very fun story. Like I was really engrossed. I was really addicted to that story where I was like, I want to know what happens next.
So it is in Hindi or English, sir?
English.
English, yeah. That
Yeah.
will fit for me.
So we've run out of time. Thank you so much for joining the session.
Thank
I
you,
love
sir.
your
It's my
energy.
pleasure.
I love how excited you were to have this conversation. And I hope I was able to help you a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Not a little bit, but to a great extent.
Oh, thank you. That is very sweet. Thank you so much. All right. Any other questions before we leave?
No, sir. Do you
Awesome.
have any question?
No, I have already asked you my questions. I've already provided you the feedback. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you so much. Make sure you eat your vegetables and don't bother your mama. Okay. Tell her to get well soon.
okay, sir.
Thank you. Bye
Bye.
bye.